Welcome to the Corporate Sister TV. I'm Solange Lopes and I'm the founder of the Corporate Sister website and brand. In today's video, we're discussing leveraging the power of mindset in our work and lives as working women and as working moms. I don't know about you, but it took me quite a few years for me to even begin paying attention to the power of my own mindset on my own life in general and my work in particular. And from my own experience and my conversations with other working women and working moms, it came as a shock to me that it's also the reality for many, if not most, working women. That as much as we're being thrown all kinds of advice and tools and apps and degrees and credentials at us to help us succeed, quote unquote, because again, success is an elusive concept and it really is founded on the definition that each and every one of us gives to what it means to be successful in my life or your life or somebody else's life. What we're not being given as much is an incentive, really, and resources for us to start thinking about and to start beginning a conversation about mindset and how our own mindsets affect our lives in general and our work in particular. This is even more prevalent for us as working women since we've been conditioned for the longest time to be excluded from certain conversations, to be basically forced to see ourselves and perceive ourselves in a certain way, from the way we look to the way we dress to the number on the scale to whichever rooms we're allowed to be in and to participate in the conversation to tables we're not allowed to sit at and participate in important conversations there. A lot of times, actually most of the time, society has conditioned us to have certain types of belief systems, which in turn have generated certain types of thoughts, which unfortunately have kept us stuck at certain levels in our growth, whether in our lives or in our careers or even in our businesses. This manifests itself as feelings such as imposter syndrome, or feeling like we don't belong in certain rooms, or feeling like, we should not step further in our careers or in our businesses, and thought patterns that really preclude us from growing to the maximum of our potential as working women and working moms. So what are we to do to even begin to start leveraging the power of our mindsets in our lives in general and our work in particular? I believe that it begins with a powerful process of self-introspection. All of this to say that it just starts with taking a look at our own mindset and our own thoughts. When I started stopping and paying attention to the way I thought and to the words I used and to the belief systems I was nurturing and perpetuating, it came as a shock to me that a number of those were really negative thoughts about myself and negative belief systems and negative conversations about myself, which also revealed to me that I perceived myself in a lot of situations, many of them professional, in quite a negative light. So I couldn't exactly expect others around me to perceive me in a positive light if I didn't begin to do so for myself. It was quite a powerful process of self-introspection for me to realize that a lot of these negative thoughts and belief systems started with me, and that they were rooted far into my life, from the time of childhood to whatever time I was at the moment. So I believe it's really important for us to begin where we are and to start with our own thoughts. How is it that you perceive yourself? What is it that you believe about yourself, your abilities, your expertise, your skills, or the lack thereof? What are the thoughts that run through your mind most of the time about your life, about your work, or about your relationships? And how do these thoughts define the way you show up in the world and the way you interact with others in the world? I believe that's really the beginning of this whole process of leveraging the power of your mindset in your life in general and in your career or business as a working woman or working mom. The second step, I believe, is to really start paying attention to your words, right? And how your thoughts are actually manifesting into words. The little things you say about yourself or about the way you work, whether it is by constantly criticizing yourself, constantly diminishing your ability is, or, failing to show up and really talk about what it is that you can do or what you bring to the table. Sometimes it's not so much what we say, but what we don't say. So how are your words helping you show up as the best version of yourself? Or how are your words not helping you show up as the best version of yourself in your life and at work? And last but not least, to continuously educate yourself on the power of mindset in your life in general and in your work in particular. For me, education looks like reading a lot of self-help books rather. I've always been fascinated by self-help, always been fascinated about what we can learn about ourselves. For you, education may look like having more conversations with other people around you, right? Or maybe, going to therapy or going back to school for something that has more to do with your own belief system and your own mindset. Whatever it is, keeping ourselves on top of our education in terms of our mindset and how our thoughts are affecting our lives and work can really make a world of difference for us, especially as working women and working moms. So I'd be curious to know, what do you think about the power of your mindset in your own life and in your work in particular? How have you been focusing on the power of your mindset, and how are you helping yourself and helping others leverage this power to get to the better or best version of themselves at work and in life in general? Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.